At Delray Buick GMC, we're proud to help you with your vehicle needs every step of the way. Whether you're looking to upgrade to a brand new model, get behind the wheel of a pre-owned vehicle, or receive helpful repairs and efficient service, our team is dedicated to ensuring you feel comfortable, confident, and taken care of. We've won the General Motors Mark of Excellence Award 6 times, proof of our commitment to quality customer service. Upgrade your dealership experience at Delray Buick GMC. It matters where you buy your car.
Good morning, Delray Beach. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Jamil.
And we are here in one of the coolest places in town.
Yes, we are here at downtown Delray Beach, off Swinton, the Delray Beach Historical Society. With this, what's the name of this cottage? Is the Cason Cottage?
Cason Cottage.
Cason Cottage. And I really like this exhibit. I'm already getting chills, so I want to walk around and see. Well, I'll let you go ahead and finish what you're going to say. I was
just going to say, last time we were here, we got to talk about the plein air art exhibition outside, where I got to buy some pieces from the Highwaymen, and I just love what they bring to Delray Beach here. I think the history and the things that they're showing are out of this world.
I mean, just scanning around right now, you can tell there was some thorough research, really thought put into the exhibit that's in here. There's one thing about history, but when history relates to where you are, when you can learn about the history of your city and everything, I mean, it's just something else that takes it to another element.
And I think it's the way they bring it to life also. And it's just the different mediums in which they show you. And I don't know, I'm really excited about this. The second we walked in the door, I was like, ooh, I am a nerd though. We all know I'm a nerd. So I get very excited with learning things. So when you get to learn and have fun, I mean, I think it's the greatest.
I think I'm a nerd too.
I think you are. I think we're nerds.
I'm a kinesthetic learner. So I think like this is what our elementary kids, the middle school kids in this area should be able to come. This is how you bring history to life. Instead of sitting there with a book in front of you with just these like you can come in, walk through exhibits, and look at things that's relative to your backyard.
Yeah, so it doesn't feel so back in the day and foreign. It's making it a little bit more understandable and relatable, so then they can get bigger pictures.
This should be the classroom.
Yes.
This should be the
okay. Well, Winnie, here's the classroom. We're signing all the kids up in Delray Beach, and I think it's just really amazing how everything is so beautifully timed, and the whole city works in different ways to showcase veterans and showcase what people in Delray have done and people who have fought for all of us. So I think that's really special to see it in this method, as well as the ceremonies that are happening for veterans here in the city of Delray Beach. So should we bring on our first guest?
Let's bring on.
Because we have somebody who is really great at telling what is happening in Delray Beach. Our mayor, Shelly Petrolia, the mayor of the city of Delray Beach. Welcome, you guys.
Thank you.
Great to be here.
Well, we're excited to have you. When I saw you, I was like, oh, we haven't had you in a minute. It was pre-COVID, I think, since we
it has been,
time.
absolutely. I think it's got to be a couple of years or a year and a half anyway. So great to be here again. And I have to tell you, I love your energy. And I was talking about that earlier. I mean, I just think that it's palpable, and I love the fact that you guys are doing this together, and this is really a great place to, really host. Yes. And by the way, we've turned it into a classroom, so good luck with that.
It's our classroom. We have a new teacher here.
Here we go.
Because he needs another thing to do. But so we love that you are honoring the veterans. We always do here in Delray Beach, and I just love all of the things that you have planned this year. So we thought, who better to explain how we're honoring the veterans than our mayor?
Well, I'm glad to be here, and I just want to make sure that everybody knows that tomorrow, obviously, is Veterans Day, and we are going to be hosting I believe it's the 7th annual Veterans Day celebration right down here at our Veterans Park. And what's so great about the celebration that we do here, or the event that we do here in Delray Beach, is that it started when I came on the commission. We didn't have a Veterans Day celebration in Delray Beach, and so the previous mayor decided to honor our veterans by doing a huge celebration. That was the first one, with a parade going down the avenue. We have quieted it down a little bit further. We have great music that's going to be played tomorrow. We have speakers that are going to be talking about different things. And we've also got a really special change up that we're doing this year, which is to ring a bell 11 times, because 11/11, that's when we celebrate Veterans Day. So 9:30 tomorrow morning, Veterans Park, we're hoping to see everybody there gathered. We'll have students and, like I said, choirs and bands, and it's really an exciting day. And And then what we do is we honor our veterans by giving them a little lunch afterwards privately.
That's
So
beautiful.
it's really, really nice.
So this is definitely an event that people need to mark their calendars.
Yes.
And if they aren't able to come, is there any way that they can celebrate? Can they see any of this afterwards, or?
I don't think that we
don't-
record
okay,
it. No,
okay.
no. This is one of those things where you have to be there to
Uh-oh,
see it.
so you have to show up.
Unless they're going to actually call me a liar and actually video this year. But
Should be great.
anyway,
You know what? That's a good thing.
It would be a
we
great
would love
thing.
you to prove her wrong on this one,
Absolutely.
because
Or-
this would be fabulous if people could see. Because we know with our show, sometimes people don't like to wake up, so then they complain that they have to see it later. So you need to wake up and show up, because this is a very special event, and to honor people who have
Absolutely.
literally risked their lives for
And I
all
remember, I
this.
think in the middle of the pandemic, Veterans Day was coming up, and there was just this debate on whether it was going to be a ceremony or not. But the city was able to make it happen, and I thought that was wonderful.
Absolutely.
for the
Well, we
city
did
to make
our
that happen.
separation.
Right,
And we
you
did
did
things that we
everything.
needed to do in order to
Right.
be able to make sure that that was one of
Right.
the things that we did pull off,
Yeah.
because it's so important. And it's so important to honor those that have, given us our freedom.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that everybody has been touched by veterans. I have one in my own family, and I'm very proud of. So it's one of those situations that we want to make sure that we do this throughout, at least as long as I'm here, and hopefully
Yes.
beyond.
Yes.
Well,
So-
and also another good thing, the weather is
Yes, I was
beautiful.
going to say the weather is perfect.
The weather is perfect. You get a chance to watch these kids from our local schools perform.
Yes.
I mean, it's a beautiful event. So every year that I've been to, I was like, wow, this is not that long.
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
but the thing is, it's impactful. It's short and
Yep.
impactful, and it's well thought out, well planned, great speakers and things of that nature. So there's no school tomorrow. I mean, on that.
That's right.
On Thursday.
That's right.
Yeah, there's
Tomorrow
no
is
school on
Thursday.
Thursday.
Tomorrow is Thursday.
Oh, it is Thursday. There's no school on Thursday. Tomorrow, right? So guess what? Bring your kids out.
Yeah,
I mean, this
that's
would be
right. It's
this would be a
perfect.
wonderful thing. Bring the family out,
Yeah.
to experience this. It's
Yeah.
great.
Without a doubt. And learn something.
Yes.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to say. Is I think it's a good way, once again, just like this beautiful exhibition here, for kids to come out and be part of it and get to understand it personally. Because I think anytime that people understand things personally, it digs in a little deeper in their brain.
Right.
So I think bringing the kids is a great thing to do, and get them running around outside, because there's a beautiful park there, so they can see the ceremony, and then they can run around and burn off some energy.
And maybe make this as a second stop, because
Yes.
the exhibit
point.
here and everything that's on
a great
display
point.
is really a walk through history. So I think
Yes.
it would be great to
Yeah.
make it as a second spot, especially with children tomorrow.
See,
That's great.
There's no
Yep.
school, but there is some
There
learning
is
taking
school
place.
here. That's right. That's right.
But then at the same time, while you're there, really sit and chat.
Yes.
And have a conversation with some of the veterans that
Yes.
really show up. That's the because you're basically going there to celebrate them.
Right.
So have a conversation. Go by and just tell them thank you.
Yes,
You
for
know,
sure.
so for their service. And let your kids do it too, and let your kids have that conversation.
Well, I think it's amazing even just to hear their stories. So my grandfather was in World War II, so we got to hear all kinds of stories growing up. So it was even for little kids, fascinating to hear different things. And I mean, he kept, it more mild when he explained things when we were little, but it was, and then as we got older, he would tell us more and more stories, and it was just, you couldn't comprehend things that when you just read it in a book, but hearing the stories firsthand from these veterans can change your kids' lives.
No, I totally agree.
And adults' lives too, really.
And I'm sure the veterans would love to share their experiences too, because that's something that is very important for them to make
Yep.
sure that everybody understands the history
Yep.
of what they went through, and exactly the reason why we do these events
Yes.
for them in their honor. So
This is
anyway,
amazing.
Hopefully we'll see everybody tomorrow.
And if they weren't paying enough attention, where can they go to find out this information that you just shared?
Well, on our website at the
Okay.
city, you
Yep.
can find the information about the event tomorrow.
Okay.
But again, it's tomorrow at 9:30 at Veterans Park. There's plenty of parking over there still. Hopefully.
Yes.
And so we hope to see you there. And I hope it's going to be a beautiful day. I think it will be,
Yes.
as it is this morning.
Yep.
Wonderful.
So for a lot of you that's trying to get your kids out of the house
Yes.
because there's no school, want them to come out and run their energy off. This
You
would be
got
a
your
great
day
excuse.
planned.
You got
Something to
your-
do early in the morning.
That's right.
Yes,
That's
yes.
right.
As a mom who knows.
I gotta start it early. So thank you for all of the planning and everything that you guys have done to make this
Yes.
happen. We all appreciate it, and we're so excited to be there tomorrow.
Well, thank you so much for having me here to be
Yes,
able to
thanks for
announce this,
coming.
and hope to see everyone there. Thank you
Absolutely.
again.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
You guys have a great day.
You
All
too.
right,
I think this is a beautiful event, and I'm excited.
Are you going?
I'm gonna try.
Yeah, you have no choice. I just put you on the spot.
I'm gonna try. Just because my kid doesn't have school doesn't mean that I don't have to work, Jamel. Okay, well maybe. So I'm gonna tell everybody on my team. Jamel gave me the day off.
Yes.
Okay, so do you want to bring on our next guest who put together this incredible exhibition to continue the Veterans Day?
The mastermind, the brainchild, the creative thinkers. So we're going to bring on Winnie Edwards, Steve Mescue, and also Conrad Ogletree. Yes.
And they are from the Delray Beach Historical Society and the founder of Veterans and Homefront Voices. Welcome, everyone.
Welcome.
You can sit here, Winnie.
Like
Welcome. I know. Hi. We're so happy to have you all on.
This is my dog hair, so I don't.
No, it was your head. I can't let you sit there with that there.
Well, we're really grateful to be here. Honored to be here. Thank you.
We are so grateful to be here. This is a beautiful exhibit, and I can't wait to be here for a while and walk around. Because everywhere you look in the room, so much thought, the letters behind us. I mean, this is incredible, guys. Like, really, truly.
No, I agree. What was going on when you came up with the idea? This is what we want to do. Like, how did this whole plan come into fruition?
Well, we were asked by the library about 2 years ago when they started applying for the grant for their incredible Holocaust exhibit that they have showing now through November 17th. If you haven't seen it, it's great. To somehow partner with them. Because it is history, and so we've been talking. We got interrupted by COVID, so we came up with the idea here to put up an exhibit that reflected what life was like in Delray Beach, specifically during World War II, to complement or augment what they were doing, sort of on a national scale at the library. Their exhibit is, I believe, a Smithsonian exhibit. So that's kind of how it got started. And, our archive here, the city archive, has about 65,000 items in it. Wow. And it's actually growing by the day. So a lot of this history was in there. The photographs that you see, all the stories, all the artifacts and everything came from our archive. So it was stories that we wanted to tell, and that it launched right before Veterans Day is all the better for the community. Huge. So we're excited to share it with everybody.
So how long is this exhibit?
Ours is actually open through the end of March, so
that's going to be great.
It takes a while to put up, to build,
for sure. I noticed it's not up for a week. Straight. It's all perfectly straight. That's hard to do.
We are not taking this down on November 17th.
Yeah. So it's just so the community has just brought you these artifacts throughout time, and because it's so cool. Like everywhere you look, it's just amazing pieces of history. Like there's the cartoons on the wall. You have to come and see this so you can see what we're looking at, because I'm obviously very distracted because there's so many cool things in this room. But cartoons that were communicating things. Yeah. And so do you have a favorite thing in the room? I know it's a hard question, but is there something that just like you saw it and you're like, this has to go?
Okay, so that is a tough question.
I know there's so many things, but maybe there's one.
I have a couple little things. Okay. I'll tell you. So one of the things that was really interesting to learn while putting this exhibit together was everything that you heard was happening during World War II on a national scale, the civil defense programs. When you actually can see, hear, and read the stories that were taking place in our little town, it really makes everything come alive. Wow. There was a real threat that the United States was going to be bombed, and that's told in the local newspapers.
Wow.
And all the civil defense programs. So putting that part of the exhibit together and telling the story of rationing and how there were, because we were on the coast of Florida, people had to, they volunteered to spot enemy aircraft and submarines on horseback and in the towers on the beach hotels. So learning about the local civil defense program was really, really great. And then the part two of my favorite things, or some of our favorite things.
A few of your favorite things, right?
Or just the local soldier stories. Our whole organization is about storytelling. And so to be able to learn from the families and the family members that are still alive who had dads and uncles and grandparents in World War II, we were able to meet with them and get photographs and be able to tell those local Delray Beach soldier stories. Amazing. They were born here, they went to school here, they went off to war, and they came back to Delray, and it's the story of what they did when they came back. And so that's really, really, really fun to learn.
That's amazing.
Sorry, 2 favorite things.
No, do you have favorites? Or are they the same favorite? They can be the same if they are.
Do you know Steve?
And nice to see you.
Well,
Steve Miskey
so many
on our
interesting
board.
things, yes. I'm proud to be a member of the board of the Historical Society and really, really proud of the great work that Winnie does.
Well, the team
And the
does.
board
And
and
the
all
board.
our volunteers in
Yeah.
putting these exhibits
They do a
together, and
beautiful
especially
job.
this exhibit right now. But I think some of the letters,
Yeah.
the actual letters
So cool.
written during that time are really, really special.
Yeah.
Among a lot of these other things. And to
Yeah.
Winnie's point, to learn about what was happening in your own community at that time,
Yeah.
which so many of us, would not necessarily be aware of
Yeah,
without coming here and seeing this and learning more about it.
for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm with the program Veterans and Homefront Voices.
Yes.
So why I founded it, it's really built around the human condition and human connection. And Jamel, you were talking about getting people together and talking with your children and how do you create, really it's legacy. So here in conjunction with the Historical Society, with the city, with the mayor, with the Chamber of Commerce, with DDA, what you'll see along Atlantic Avenue is by era, so war, conflict era. On First Avenue is World War II veterans, and at each corner, north, south, east, west, are veterans, banners. And then it'll go all the way down to 6th Ave, where it's the Iraq War. So Korea, Vietnam, Desert Storm, Afghanistan, and then Iraq. And the reason we're doing it is, what is a veteran, and how do I engage with a veteran? And so one of the things is to hear. And you'll see on some of the poles, or on the light poles up there, will be a QR code. And that QR code will tell you something about that veteran. They've been interviewed by
that's cool.
JROTC cadets, so the Atlantic JROTC
I was gonna say,
high school
that's so cool.
cadets
Yeah.
are tremendous. They presented to the mayor and to the commissioners back in September, sharing the program. And when you see these 17, 18-year-olds, that's who the future is.
Yeah.
And the power of who they are in presence, it's the opportunity now. So with the program, the first Vietnam Veterans Day ceremony was held on Vietnam Veterans Day, March 29th. And it was high peak COVID season. So the mayor and Commissioner Casales were on the podium. And Mayor Boylston, or Commissioner Boylston, was on the sidewalk because we could only have 30 people. And they weren't going to break the rule.
That's amazing. That's
I'm looking back at Shelly. So Shelly is saying, Julie, and then she leans out and goes, and Ryan. So
That's beautiful.
What we did then was we had the cadets, because we had to keep it limited.
Right.
There were 7 residents of Delray Beach who were killed in action in Vietnam. And so they do this, it's a really powerful ceremony called the last roll call. And you kind of call your platoon. The idea is that this soldier, this troop has passed. You call your platoon and it's by name and they answer present or yes, Sergeant Major. And you get to the deceased. So you call rank, last name, rank, first name, last name, rank, first name, middle, last name. No response. And what it is, well, it's a collective acceptance.
Yeah.
Because part of life is death, right? The human condition. And so the whole program is really built to try to bring out this legacy. We take the veterans with the cadets, if you will, older with younger. And they are the conduit to the community. So there's 3 legs, if you will, to the stool. The JROTC program, the community, and then the veteran population. And Delray, to me, is the ideal, it is my profile city. So we're going to take this out. There are 3,300 JROTC battalions across the country. We're going to take it and roll it out as a playbook so that what happens here can happen elsewhere.
Yeah.
And then we'll engage the Historical Society because out front here, you'll see banners for 5 World War II veterans who are from Delray Beach.
It's beautiful.
And it's a chance to put right vision and then insight over here, all of these letters. And if you go down the Atlantic Avenue, you can stop and see who was around at that time. You won't meet those people probably, but you'll know what someone who was in Desert Storm, a veteran, looks like and went through, and maybe you'll find a Desert Storm vet there.
That's so amazing.
Well, the other thing I can say, we love our veterans, but I think too, sometimes you got to recognize their family members,
Right.
the wives, the moms,
Absolutely.
the kids. Because I'm here thinking, I'm like, if I'm a child, my mom or dad is away at war.
Right.
Like every morning, I don't wake up and be able to say, give my mom a goodbye hug or give my dad a goodbye hug before I go to school.
Right.
I'm thinking like, is my dad coming home? Is my mom coming home?
That fear in the children.
Or their wife thinking about, okay, it's my husband. When is my husband coming home? Am I going to get that phone call, that knock on the door? So these are the things that the families really go through too. So it made me think about that looking at these letters. And that's why I didn't want to read them. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't really.
Yeah, that is.
Mr. Condry, who's right behind you, his wife came last week. She's 89 years old, and she was like overcome. That's the only picture that we have of him, and we posted that with his story. But we got a little oral history. But she talked about her husband.
That's incredible.
Their love for each other, and she absolutely loved military life.
Wow.
And so she told us details about what life was like traveling. She got to see the world and all the places that she lived, and she talked about how handsome her husband was. And as you can see by the picture, so it's really great.
We did not coordinate this, but it's Veterans and Homefront Voices for a reason.
Yes.
Right.
We know to say now, to say thank you to the veteran for your service. It's the home front, which is parent, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, children, siblings. Because you're right. We don't get a lot of phone calls at 3 in the morning.
Right.
And when you do, the adrenaline is pumped, right?
Yeah.
Well, it could just be that that's the time that your loved one had phone access.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they don't mean
That's
to startle
a good
you,
point.
but it's always there.
Right.
So for the Enduring Freedom, which was October 7th, the launch of the invasion of Afghanistan, over at the Delray Beach Playhouse, we had a ceremony for those veterans. And there we had a veteran speak. We had the parent of a veteran, the spouse of a veteran, and the son of a veteran, a soldier, troop. Well, the son happens to be a senior in high school. He's in JROTC up at Jupiter High School. And he speaks about what he learned by being on his own. This is a message of learn, right? Where we've got a legacy. And so this 18-year-old young man has a legacy. And it was, I found out I was stronger and more capable and actually willing to go and ask for help, where previously I wasn't. And yes, he missed his dad. His dad was deployed from November and came back October 15th. And you will find his dad, Jay Mook, on, I think it's 5th Ave. Whatever the corner.
Right.
But he talked about, I didn't have this opportunity, and all of a sudden, he's like, but you know what I found? And that's what we're pulling out, is that message, that legacy, and it will go to the community, and the community will see, hear, and have role models to say, I can serve too.
Yeah.
Yes. And so tomorrow, right? This could be a great trip. Just coming from the ceremony, walking down the avenue.
Yeah.
Even coming here. I mean, you can just park here at the parking garage, take your walk to the ceremony, come back, have a conversation with your family, with your kids. Come here to the Historic Society, to the museum, and then also even going over to the library, because I forgot about that exhibit as well. So that whole day can just be all about just learning history.
Yeah.
Especially history here in Delray Beach. So and also paying homage to those veterans and their families as well.
And we want to talk to you a little bit about Honor Flight. So
Sure.
can you tell us about what you're doing?
Sure. Well, I've had the great pleasure to be involved over a number of years with Honor Flight. Honor Flight is a national organization, national network of hubs, 135-ish hubs around the country, 8 and around Florida. We fly World War II, Korean War, and Vietnam veterans currently to Washington, D.C. for the day to visit their memorial, the memorials that were made in their honor.
It's incredible.
All free of charge to those veterans. It's a 100% volunteer organization. The folks at Southeast Florida Honor Flight and South Florida Honor Flight do a tremendous job here serving our community here in South Florida, as do the other hubs around the state and around the country. It's a tremendous opportunity for us, for folks to honor the veterans, recognize the veterans, welcome home the veterans. It's a great opportunity for anyone to serve as a guardian. A guardian pays a certain amount of money to be assigned to a veteran for the day and to accompany them on that trip
Yeah, that's great.
and to take care of them for the day.
Yeah.
And that is truly a great honor that I hope everyone would try to take advantage of.
And you can
so-
sign up to be an airport welcome, right? Which is
We
so
have a
fun.
big operation, homecoming,
Okay.
homecoming operation.
that's so
Welcoming those
nice.
folks back. It's really something. If you haven't seen it,
Flags and red
I would encourage you to.
Gosh.
I would encourage you to visit the websites of Honor Flight, of Southeast Florida Honor Flight, Honor Flight South Florida, and try to see when their next flights are. They flew from Palm Beach just this past Saturday night, flew from Miami a couple of weeks ago, and it's just such a tremendous organization and opportunity. And I think for myself personally, I find myself now, going down the street, maybe not beeping my horn, at somebody going too slow.
Yeah.
Right.
Because before,
In a
he
lot of
was-
situations, right? Because
Yeah.
you start to understand that
For sure.
that person might be responsible in a large way for the freedoms that we have
Right.
today.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a
Good
very
point.
good point.
Very good point.
And I like the idea that anybody can go and be part of the welcome
Yes.
committee, or you can sign up and
Yeah.
you can do
Yes.
the next level, and you can actually help and show them around and
Lots of ways
that's
to
incredible.
lots of ways to volunteer for the
Yeah.
organization.
What's the
So I would
website?
encourage you to
What's the website?
Honor Flight Southeast Florida and South Florida Honor Flight.
Okay.
Yeah, just Google it.
.com?
Yes.
.com.
Okay.
Google.
You're gonna find it.
Google it.
I wanted to, is it okay to mention on this Friday night?
Yes.
You can
Yes, this is your time. Whatever you guys want to share.
This Friday night, pending the weather, we're having a free movie on our north lawn.
Oh, that's right.
And it's a movie that won 7 Academy Awards, came out in 1943. It's called The Best Years of Our Lives. And it's about 3 veterans that come home and what their life was like. And it's a beautiful, poignant, nostalgic movie. And it's free, it's on the North Lawn, and we have refreshments and popcorn, so you can bring your picnic dinner, and it's at 6 o'clock.
Okay, that's lovely. You can
Yeah.
keep
And the
keep
exhibit's
this-
gonna be open.
Keep on celebrating. Okay, so
exhibit's gonna
that
be
was gonna be
open.
my next question: is what are the hours that you are open here? So when people want to come and experience this firsthand.
The exhibit's open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Okay.
And if you're a group, a veteran group or school group, HOA, neighborhood group, civic group, you can call and make an appointment, and
Okay.
we offer group tours.
Oh, great.
And then we do something special for groups, so you can come off hours if need be. But we offer a special experience for groups and schools. So
That's
just
great.
give us a call and book your tour.
So this is a biased statement. Every time, I'm always learning something new, but it just lets me know that all of the wonderful things that's happening here in Delray Beach.
Yeah.
Yes.
No other city, I think, is doing this. Not Boca, not Boynton.
Oh, he's calling you all out.
Calling y'all out.
If you watch the show, though, we love you.
Yeah, we do. Yeah,
No. We might have people in Boca and Boynton watching. You need to just come and celebrate with us here in Delray. I have to do your damage
sorry,
control.
I'm sorry.
He gets
We love you
excited.
too, we love you
But
too.
yes, you are right, though. We are doing really special things. We have so many incredible people here in Delray Beach
Yes.
that are making this town so beautiful for all of our residents and our neighbors to come and experience.
Yes. And see, and the thing about it is, I'm sorry.
You naughty.
I'm not gonna even say it. Go ahead, Amanda.
I'm just trying to keep
I'll go down that line. There's no other city in South Florida that is doing the whole historical banner
Yes.
walk. And the idea came from Winnie. She said, well, maybe she said, maybe what we could do is have a walkway
It's
over
beautiful.
to the Holocaust Museum where
Yes.
you'll find 3 Jewish American veterans. All 3 were living until recently, one passed. She was 99, a wonderful person. something for everyone.
Yes.
This December 7th is the 80th anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor. Everything changed with that. America's ascendancy to a moral leadership, an ethical leadership, the greatest generation's opportunity to be the greatest generation. And I'm throwing a plug here for our buddy down in Boca. We're going to have a ceremony, an 80th anniversary for Pearl Harbor. It'll be at the Meisner Park Cultural Center. We're going to have 25 World War II veterans come. Wow. We're going to have a welcoming party of what I hope will be 100 to 200. They'll get out and be rock stars. They'll go up into the reception hall where each will have their own banner. And it's designed so that the veterans can talk. And we'll just be quiet listening. And imagine the stories that we're going to hear from these folks getting together. After that, the Atlantic JROTC will do a ceremony presenting plaques to those veterans. And then, for fun, we've got the Delray Beach Playhouse, the Victory Dolls, who are an Andrew Sisters style troupe. And they're going to put on a show. Here's what I hope will happen, is these veterans will get transported back to when they were young, strong, and save the world.
So, go ahead.
I wanted, when you said the dolls, we had the group. What was the group where you got together and socially during the war? I can't believe this. The USO. Sorry. We had a group of USO dancers. We have the photographs in the exhibit that were discovered by Eleanor Roosevelt. Our very own Delray ladies that were part of a dance troupe that danced here. They were discovered by Eleanor Roosevelt, and they went on a worldwide tour.
Wow, that's
Yes.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
So we tell that story in the exhibit.
Cool.
So yeah.
So while we wrap it up, I have to tell you though, Mr. Ogletree, Mr. Cunt, your voice is like, you have a storytelling voice.
Yes, yes, he does. He does.
He's very passionate about what he does.
Yes, he is. Go ahead, you're right.
No, you're good.
Oh,
you're good.
But
You're
listen,
good.
listen. Tomorrow, there's a lot of things going on in Delray, recognizing our vets. So you come here to the museum, you come here to the Historic Society, you go down to the library. Make sure you make it to the event at Veterans Park at 9:30. There's walk down the avenue, look at those banners. Take out your phone, screen pick those QR codes.
Yep.
Do some history. Have a fun day with your kids, learning. Even if your kids are home, guess what? You can come on out too. Leave them at home with the nanny. Come on out and have a good time. But thank you guys very much for having us.
All that you're doing. Thank you.
Guys.
We love getting
You're doing so much for Delray. We
and
really
you're
appreciate
doing
it.
so much for Delray, and we're just happy to share all of the beautiful work that you guys are doing.
Come and see us.
Thank you. Come by.
Come by. Yes. So I think
Tomorrow's going to be an exciting day here.
tomorrow will be exciting. It'll be, I think, I don't know. I'm trying to soak all of this in. I'm trying to think about my day.
I'm going to be late to work because I'm going to be here a bit. Because there's so much to see, so many stories and artifacts.
I think Stephanie should look at some of the videos from the USOs and try to do some of their dance routines.
Oh yeah, that'll be our entertainment for next week. Stephanie's gonna come in and do the dance.
I've seen her dance. I just want to.
I love it. Yeah, she's doing it in the background. Turn the camera quick. Okay, so of course there are always other incredible things happening right here in Delray Beach, especially at the Chamber of Commerce. So we have Wednesday, November 17th from 6 to 8. It is YPAD at Rosewater at the Ray, which if you haven't been and you are under 40, here is your opportunity. Ticket price is $20 for members. And it says $20 for future members, which I can't imagine you're paying the same. So go to the website to find that one out.
So I was thinking, if they say under 40, are they checking IDs?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
As long as you look, you're fine. They'll probably check if you're over 21, but
I got you.
I definitely look over 21 these days.
They're gonna turn me around.
Okay, so contacts and cocktails, November 18th, also Rosewater rooftop at the Ray. So if you are not part of YPAD, you can come to contacts and cocktails, no matter how old you are, provided you're over 21. So the ticket price for that one, members are 15. Okay, so I'm gonna guess 15 for members for both, and 20 for future members.
Yes.
Okay, Then there is the Chairman's Club Luncheon. It is Monday, November 22nd from 11:45 to 1, and it's at 50 Ocean. And for Chairman's Club members, it's free, and for Chamber members, it is $40. And the annual Legislative Luncheon and the Leadership Delray graduation. It's November 23rd, 11:45 to 1:15 at the Aloft. We always say this one wrong, Aloft. And it is a panel discussion and Q&A session with members of the Palm Beach County Legislative Delegation. Members $30, future members $40. And make sure you go and register at delraybeach.com/events for all of these incredible events.
Yes. Well, I know I would be at some of them. You know the one thing that we didn't talk about?
What's that?
So we have the exhibit up.
Right.
What do we always want? Like some food. So they should have some food in here from
Do you have World War? I don't know.
Some MREs.
If they're rationing food, I don't think you want to have that. I don't know, Jamel. I'm not sure.
I just wanted to bring that up.
He just wants to bring up food.
I was like,
because we went the whole show without talking about food.
We went the whole show without talking about food.
It wouldn't have been our show unless we talked about food. I tried to find the right time, and I don't know if there was a right time. I don't know if I pitched it in every way. I'm kind of corny, as you know. Well, really, our ulterior motive is every week we hope that one of you watching will come and bring us food. However, it hasn't worked yet. It has not worked yet.
Yes,
so
it hasn't. It happens.
Who's going to be the first?
Who's going to be the first? Yes.
Well, this is going to be a wonderful week here in Delray Beach, as always, but I think this is an extra special week, getting to honor our veterans and really showing some love, and to all the people who worked very hard at putting this together so all of us could celebrate in a unique and beautiful way.
Yes. So, we want to thank our mayor for coming on. We want to thank Winnie and the group from the Historical Society for being here, giving us that lesson. So we're really excited about tomorrow.
Yes.
It was a great day today, and guess what? We hope you have a Delray day. Thank you for joining us. We love you.
Oh! There you go. We finally got some candy.
Here at Delray Buick GMC, we're proud to help you with your vehicle needs every step of the way. With your goals at the forefront of our minds, we offer quality service, useful knowledge, a listening ear, and a friendly face. Whether you're looking to upgrade to a brand new model, get behind the wheel of a pre-owned vehicle, or receive helpful repairs and efficient service, our team is dedicated to ensuring you feel comfortable, confident, and taken care of. We also take pride in providing you with a top-notch experience that goes beyond purchasing a vehicle. We offer services in our state-of-the-art service center with a team of certified service technicians and assistance with vehicle financing and auto loans. We make sure you get the support you deserve. Our dealership has received the General Motors Mark of Excellence Award 6 times, one of the most prestigious awards in our industry. Upgrade your dealership experience at Delray Buick GMC. It matters where you buy your car.